Hello, everybody. I'm live. How are you all doing? Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it was Monday today. I've been thinking it's Sunday all day. And literally about an hour ago, I was like, oh my God, it's Monday. I need to do my menopause on Monday thing. Anyway, so how are you all doing? So you'll see me put my glasses on and off so I can read soon. So I wanted to talk to you today about the menopause, the perimenopause, and the symptoms. So, menopause is when we haven't had a period for a full 12 months. That is when we are considered in full menopause. And then after that, we're postmenopausal. The perimenopause is the build up to it. So, this happens 1 in 1,000 women under the age of 30 will start in the perimenopause. 1 in 100 women under the age of 40 will start in the menopause. And then the average age for us is 45. And if you're under the age of 40, it's also known as premature ovarian insufficiency, or POI, as it's also known as. So it does happen when you're younger, but it just means the average lady is 45 and the average lady of the full menopause is 51. So just to give you some guidelines. And the first indicator that things are going a bit haywire with us ladies is our periods start to go irregular. They don't completely stop. They can go heavier, they can go lighter, they can go more frequent, they can go less frequent. So there's lots of, that's generally the first factor that you can kind of tell, I guess. But obviously a lot of ladies are on contraception, and then some contraceptions mean you don't have any periods, so it's a bit even harder to diagnose. And I want to stress that if you feel that you've got any symptoms and you go to a GP and they say that you know, especially if you're younger, that you can't be menopausal if you're having your periods, that's wrong. Perimenopause is before the periods stop. Full menopause is when they stop. So I've written down lots of the symptoms because I never remember them all if I was doing it off my memory, because I'm not great. But what I do want to tell you is that we have estrogen all over our body, estrogen receptors, and our estrogen protects our brain, our skin, our body, our heart, our bones, our urinary functions, and our genital area. So this is why we can have symptoms happening in all of these areas in our body. And the symptoms are, so low mood, anxiety, irritability, memory loss, memory fog as it's also known, muscle aches and pains, stiffness in the joints, urinary symptoms, vaginal dryness, migraines, palpitations. There are heaps. There's another one that I've heard of which feels like you've got spiders crawling across your skin. There's another one where I've heard where you get itchy, like an itchy tongue and itchy mouth. And this is because our estrogen receptors are all over our body. So what's happening is our hormones are going down. And when our hormones go down, and then there's the classic one, the hot flushes. And I know when it was happening to me, that's all anybody ever really knew about was your moods went a bit haywire and you had hot flushes. And it also came really apparent to me that unless you were going through it or been through it, you didn't know anything about it, which is kind of quite crazy, isn't it? Considering in the UK, 51% of the population are female. So we should know a lot more. Yes. So it's the lowering of the hormones that cause these symptoms. Now, some ladies sail through the menopause and they have no problems. Other ladies get a little bit, and other ladies get really, really extreme. And with the lowering of our hormones, the reason why we should replace them if it suits us, HRT doesn't suit everybody, but if it does suit us, because it will protect us. So if our hormones are low, we are then in a higher risk of getting heart disease, we're in a higher risk of osteoporosis, and we're in a higher risk of dementia because our hormones have dropped. So if you think, ladies, we've lived our whole life with these hormones, well, since puberty, we've lived with all of these hormones, and then all of a sudden they're disappearing, and we kind of need to replace them. I do understand that there are some ladies that it doesn't work for. I do understand that there's some ladies, if they've been through any kind of cancers, there's some ladies that can't take it because some of the cancers are hormone fed. So there is different variations, but for the general most of us, there probably will be a HRT that will suit you, and it'll be different for everybody. I was very lucky. The very first one I got put on suited me. My symptoms went away, and I just went back to being the normal me I was before I had the crazy symptoms. But after speaking to lots of people, I have been very, very lucky. It seems to be, unfortunately, you have to go into the GPs armed with your evidence, with your own body. So what I would advise all of you to do, obviously I'm not a doctor, but I do get all of my information from a lady called Dr. Louise Newsom. She is a GP and she is a menopause specialist. So I'd advise you to check out her website, which is www.balance-menopause. I think it's that way around, balance menopause, not menopause balance. And if you go onto your phone's tablet, she has got a balance app. And with that app, you can download it, and then you can what's the word I'm looking for? Like journal all of the things that are happening to you. So if you think there's something wrong, so you kind of have to think of it like all through your 30s. For example, I'm generalizing here because if I'm thinking the average age 45, did you have these things with you? Did you have poor memory? Did you have irritability? Did you have low moods? If the answer to those questions is no, that wasn't you when you were younger, then there's a good chance it's your hormones. So this is the kind of things you need to sort of look at yourself, which I understand they can come gradually as well. You might not really realize it. The main hormone that we need to replace for most of us is estrogen. If you've still got your womb, then you will need progesterone in there as well. And then even if you get those two balanced and you think that things are still not right, then there's a chance that you're going to need testosterone first. But generally, it's the estrogen and progesterone that we sort out first before going on to thinking that we need testosterone. Another symptom I've just remembered is low libido. There's absolutely heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of symptoms. So I definitely would advise any ladies that are thinking that this isn't how they normally are, this isn't, especially if they've got if your periods are going crazy, then you know that something's a bit wrong. If you don't have periods, you don't know. If it's then all depending on how you're feeling. And if you think that something is just not right, you need to check it out, and you need to go to your GPs. And if you download that balance app and you can log all your symptoms and you go into your GP and go, there's something not right with me, I think it's my hormones, I think I'm perimenopausal, I've been logging my symptoms, these are my symptoms, they generally then will listen to you. And that sounds a bit wrong, I shouldn't say that. Lots of GPs out there are really, really good. But you sometimes, because I've worked with ladies and they've been put on, one of the biggest things that I've seen is that they get put on antidepressants, but they say to me that they were never depressed before, it's just suddenly. And it turns out they didn't need the antidepressants, it was hormones that they needed. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there's a place in the world for antidepressants. I'm not saying don't do antidepressants, but quite often it's hormones that you need to replace. So you just kind of need to go in. I've had a lady and she went back 3 times. She got put on antidepressants first and she kept going back because I was sort of the voice in her ear going, no, go and check again, because the GP was saying that I think she was about 44 and the GP was saying she wasn't old enough, and because she was still having periods, that it wasn't anything to do with the menopause. And I kept on going, I think it might be. And then eventually she got put on the HRT. She got the one that suited her, and she no longer is on the antidepressants because it was a hormone imbalance. So I know that that's not the same for everybody, but I'm just giving it as an example that sometimes they might send you away saying, no, I don't think it's menopausal. But if you go onto this balance app, if you download it or go onto the website and do a little bit of your own research, then you sort of track yourself, that's when you go into the GP, you kind of half do their job for them, really. And it seems to be that you get a quicker diagnosis, unless you're lucky enough that your surgery, this is a thing that you can check, if you've got any GPs in there that specialise in women's complaints, and menopause being one of them. If you've got one of them in your surgery, then brilliant, book an appointment with them. If you haven't, and you do kind of get sent away, then please go back again and again, because yeah, there's a good chance that it's hormones that are sending you out of whack, is the only way I can describe it. So I wanted to come on tonight and talk about that. So if any of you have got any questions, please comment, send me messages. I'll do my best. Like I said, I'm not a GP, but this is all, I'm really, really massively studying this area, because as if you know me, you know I've worked training ladies for almost 30 years now, and obviously being 52 myself and having gone through it myself, I realise that a lot of the ladies I'm training are either coming up to this point in their life or they're at this point in their life. So because of that, I've been doing a lot of studying so that I become more knowledgeable to just literally guide you and speak to you and hopefully help you. Oh my gosh. And now I've just had the thing flash up on my gadget saying my battery's about to die. So if I suddenly cut off, it's my battery. Let me see. Is there any messages? I'll put my glasses on now to see. Is there any messages out here? No, I don't think there's any messages for me. But I'd like you, if you have any messages, please either send me a private message if you don't want to make it public, or just comment if you don't mind it being public. And like I said, I will do my very, very best, if I don't know the answer, to find the answer for you. You're going through it. Okay. I hope you're getting help. I've just had a comment. I can't see who it's come from because it hasn't got the name up for me. But yeah, if you want to message me privately, I'll help you any way I can. So I hope that helps, ladies. And yeah, like I said, send me messages, comment, ask me any questions, and I will do the best I can to help you. Aches and pains all over. Okay, yes, there's a good chance it's hormonal, so you need to go and get that checked out, as I was saying earlier. But thank you for putting your comments, because it's quite a common complaint, the tiredness, the achiness. So there we go, ladies. I hope that has helped you, and I will be back next Monday for Menopause on Monday. And yes, send me messages, send me comments, and I will reply to you all, I promise. Yeah, get booked into the doctors. I know the doctors are super busy right now, and I know it's quite difficult, but get yourself booked in there and you'll get seen and you'll get it sorted. And I promise you, the friends that I've seen with crazy, crazy symptoms have finally got it sorted. They just feel like their old self again, you know, not like a new woman, but like back to how they were before. So don't worry, please don't stress. It can be sorted. Some people, like I said, will do it easy. Some people might take a little bit longer. For those of you that sail through it, well done you. All right, everybody. I love you lots, and I'll see you all again soon. Mwah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Let me turn myself off here. Okay, bye-bye. Yes, go and get your doctor to see and help you. And like I said, send me messages if you need any help. All right, take care. Love you lots. Mwah. Bye. I'm going quick for the battery dies. How do I end?